Hello, this is Sudarshana Starshine Star, and I'm welcoming you to part 4 of the series I've been doing today called Top 10 Reasons California is Effing Failing. And as I've said before, that title and the list, which you can listen to on the part 1 of the series, I saw it today from Hatching History on TikTok. Someone I never seen before, but I really liked the list, and then I've just been expounding upon that. So this will be part 4. And if you're not listening to this on my YouTube channel is called It's the Dazzling of the Light, or you can just go to YouTube and type in at Sudarshana Starshine Star. I have well over 200 clips there on a variety of topics. Very interesting, cool, pretty spicy and juicy. I really don't do boring. And why not join? It's free. And please remember to like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. I really appreciate you. Thank you so much for doing that. So I begin all of my clips with the 3 opening prayers, which are in Sanskrit and Telugu, and they are short. It's the Guru Mantra, the Ganesha Mantra, and the Gayatri Mantra. And I do this to bless, protect, uplift, and purify you, me, and this clip. Om, Om, Om Guru Brahma Guru Vishnu Guru Devo Maheshwaraha Guru Sakshat Parabrahmam Tasmahi Sri Guruve Namaha Om Suklam Bharataram Vishnum Sashivarnam Chatubhujam Prasanavaranam Dhyaye Sarva Vignupashante Om Bhurbhuva Suvah Tatsavitur Varenyam Bhako Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Naha Prachodayat Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Wonderful. Well, I encourage you to go listen. I'm keeping all these clips under 10 minutes. To go listen to parts 1, 2, and 3 of this series that I posted all in a row today, because this will be in conclusion. And I really talked about some juicy stuff after naming that list that I mentioned, the top 10 reasons why California is effing failing. Then I spoke a lot about everything like juicy topics, like how I knew Gavin Newsom in person, how I knew some of the Gettys, what my connection was to that, some information I have about that. I talked about the satanic elite ruling families, the 3 ruling families of California, Newsom, Pelosi, and Getty. I talked about the 13 satanic papal bloodline ruling families out of Venice and Rome, the seed of the serpent, children of Cain, directed to the great Pope, the last one that we had, Pepe Orsini, who I believe was the Pindar, giving the instructions. I talked about in a 6-part series that I just posted a few days ago. It was really good, I think, and each clip is very short, called Snap Out of It, where I spoke at length about the why there's a bear on the flag of California, what that means, how that's related to the Orsini, in parentheses, ancient Maximus clan out of Rome, why that's their principality and territory, what that means. A lot of juicy stuff, so go listen to that, I suggest. Because, of course, you have your own free will, and I wouldn't want it any other way. So how I'm going to wrap this up is in terms of talking about California. And if you've listened to my clips, you know I've spoken about this before. I'm very familiar with California, so I'm not someone who's like an outsider talking out of the side of my mouth about things I don't know about. And in terms of Los Angeles, I know LA very well. I've lived in West LA, you know, from Santa Monica to the flats of Beverly Hills, Westwood. I lived at the in Bel Air, the Bellagio entrance, so I know LA pretty darn well, and California north to south very well. So California has if you on the whole Earth realm, California is in a southwest position, which is a very strong power position. I learned from my Swami, Sri Kaleshwar Swami, who took his Mahasamadhi. He left his body at the age of 39 in 2012, but he's still very much around. I learned a very amazing and ancient Vedic science called Vastu, Vaastu, which is the ancient knowledge of the science of not only architecture, but of the five elements, how humans are meant to live in balance within that. It's a very in-depth topic. If you've ever heard of feng shui was bastardized from Vastu and stolen by some monks that came over, crossed over from Tibet, I believe, and crossed over into China. And it was, this stuff was twisted, and I really don't value Vastu. I really don't value feng shui. It really is bastardized Vastu, and it's mostly used for like a decorative fashion, and I don't believe in those tenets. I don't encourage anyone following that. And my Swami Sri Kaleshwar, of course, he extensively tested that out, and he gave it a thumbs down. He said it wasn't worth any study, and just to stick to Vastu. And he did also teach his own specialized and purified brand of Vastu, but still, that is a huge topic. I mean, that requires so much study, application. There's no way I can go into that here, other than to say that the position of California on the Earth realm in that southwest position, because actually what we call the if you're using it's incorrect, not using correct declination points on a compass. But people just think, oh, California and the Pacific Ocean, like let's say if LA is just in the west, it's not. It's actually, there's a southern influence there. So it is a southwest position. Don't think I'm mistaking New Mexico for California. I'm not. It actually is in a position of the southwest, which is really powerful. And it commands not only on the rest of the U.S., but in the earth realm position. That's why it's really important. That's why I talked about, and you can go back and listen to why the most powerful clan, ancient satanic Orsini clan, Maximus clan, took over, had California as their principality, as their territory in the earth realm, and also etherically as a satanic principality where they send a lot of demons and a lot of negative energy and a lot of things to really bedevil that place while they're sucking the power and the energy out of it and using it in a destructive way for, evil purposes. So what my Swami said was, if you can look at Los Angeles, in particular, the state of Los Angeles, he said, which is very much in a southwest position, will reveal the state of the rest of what's going on with humanity. So that's how important it is to clean up Los Angeles and California. Because when you can see that it's so bedeviled, so, I never understood when I would hear people, since I was a child, saying things like California is full of fruits and nuts. I was like, why are you saying that? What does that mean? But it has been very much turned upside down on its head. And while, yes, if you know that New York, for example, was ruled by the satanic elites as well. I mean, really, almost everything was, but a very big stronghold outwardly of the show of the Illuminati, Khazarian Mafia, that we call robber baron families. But it was more, it was done more on the lines of politic, or what they call custom, or you think it's high culture. So it wasn't as just, let's just say the demonic twists were more disguised, maybe underneath, silk, finery, jewels, furs, mansions, everything else, and more disguised, but very much a satanic elite / reptilian stronghold. But anyway, so I wanted to give that information about California so you'd understand that, and why I think it's so valuable that the White Hat global military alliance, along with under President Trump and in connection with off-world extraterrestrial benevolent beings, went in to begin these proceedings that we see that started last week in Los Angeles first. Really did it strongly, and it's really pulling that darkness out. Thank you so much. God bless you and yours. I'm sending much love and big hugs to you and yours. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you so much for that. I'll see you when I see you, and bye-bye for now.